Hello and welcome back to Two Fairs for the Avengers Reserve Podcast Episode 2. I'm delighted as always to be joined by sadboycare. Care, how are you doing today?
I'm okay, how are you?
Not bad, thank you, not bad. It feels like a lot longer since we did the last episode because we did that like a day or two early and this one a day late, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's why I've gathered up a fair few topics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't realize, but yeah, I did think that it felt like a long time. I don't know.
You guys been up to much over there?
Not really. I mean, I got a new car, but that's about it.
Oh yeah, I remember, yeah.
No, I got another new car. That's my car.
Oh my god.
A new car. But other than that, yeah, no, not much else has happened.
Fair. What are you driving now then?
Nissan Sentra.
Yes, I know it. Yes, I like Japanese cars. They're good cars.
It is a nice car. I like it a lot.
Yeah, it was good. Good to hear that you're doing well. Good to hear that you got a new car. Yeah, let's talk some Marvel stuff. I mean, so I've managed to bring up quite a few topics for this episode. Even though there's no immediate sort of release or episodes that are coming out now. So yeah, the first one which we kind of have spoken about a couple of times before, but we've got our first look at kind of Ms. Marvel and what the suit looks like.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
I don't like it. I like that it's comic book accurate.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the way they did it. And I think, we were talking about this off camera, I think it's because of the material. If they didn't use such a cheap looking metallic-y material, it probably would look better. And I think also, because in the picture when she's wearing it, she's wearing sneakers, so she's not wearing the whole outfit. So I was thinking about that earlier, maybe that could be part of the reason why we think it looks so terrible.
Maybe,
but
yeah. I'm trying to think
know.
if I've got the picture somewhere.
I just think that they could have done it so much better if they used matte tights and a regular undershirt material kind of thing, you know?
Yeah,
it didn't have to be so metallic-y and shiny.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of a bit of a shame because I sent you that picture where we've looked at all the sort of costumes that have been in Phase 4 and so far they've been really good as well as being comic book accurate. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Ms. Marvel's we don't want to spend the entire episode bashing it, but it is comic book accurate. I like that. It's just glossy. Yeah. That was kind of it. And the word that I kept on going back to as soon as I saw it was that it just looked budget, which you don't expect when you think of Marvel. Yeah,
I mean, it's also a behind the scenes shot. It's not from the film. And we were talking about Captain Marvel's and how it doesn't really do her justice, especially in the behind the scenes shots, I think. So, I think that I'm hoping what happens is when we get to the film, they've tweaked it in post a little bit and made it look better than what it is.
I would think so, yeah. I think it's always kind of hard to judge what it's going to look like.
Yeah.
During production, and then once you get the whole sort of post-production, you really, I still don't really know too much about it because it's, again, not my field. This is more your sort of thing.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of changes that you make in post-production, and it makes a real big difference to, the finished product, essentially.
Yeah. I think that they will be doing a lot to it. I don't think that it's gonna just end up being exactly what we see in that picture. But for the first glimpse of it, it's kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. But then again, I know that I've thought that about multiple Marvel costumes from production pictures. Before films have come out. I think even, what was it? I don't know. It was, I think it was the It was one of the Spider-Man films, and it wasn't his regular suit. It was his. I think it was the black suit in Far From Home. You know what I'm talking about when he's in Prague.
Yes, yeah. Sorry, I forget that. Like, I was thinking of Venom at first, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, and I was like, "What is that? Like, that looks so weird." When it was like in production, but then once I saw the film, I was like, "Oh, I really like that. Like, that looks really good." So they they definitely tweak it and stuff, and especially like with the Spider-Man ones, because they have to like kind of form it to his face because the mask isn't like that tight on his face. Which when I first saw that, I was like, what the hell is that? Like, what is happening? So they definitely do tweak it a lot, and I think that they will need to for that costume.
Yeah, and I think like in general, like Ms. Marvel is going to be one of the sort of like the bigger films of the franchise. I mean, obviously, Doctor Strange 2 at this rate, like it's just being hyped up so much. Like even from us, like we're hyping it up. It's going to be a huge film. That will be the biggest one of next year. But I'd probably put Ms. Marvel up there, like probably second.
Yeah.
But I don't know what else you got. You got the Eternals, I think, is next year, or is it this year? I've got the whole thing actually. We might as well touch on the schedule actually because we're pretty much kind of touching on all the different films. So what have we got? The Eternals. Yeah, the Eternals is this year. Later this year.
Oh wow. Okay.
And then Ms. Marvel is meant to be sometime this year.
I'm excited for the new Spider-Man, but you know I just love Spider-Man. So
yeah. I think everyone is, you know, part of Spider-Man. Like I was speaking with a friend about this, like what, last week or something. Like Spider-Man has always been a big character in Marvel, you know. There's been video games, like numerous video games as well. It's not just like the odd one or two. You know, he's had his TV series and everything. You know, stable house name really of the Marvel franchise.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I'm always excited. I think it's just that the prequels will always be my favourite, I reckon.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So the order that we've got is obviously Loki.
Is next.
When is Loki coming out?
They moved
Is it
up,
June
so
7th or June 9th?
It's June 9th.
June 9th,
now. Yeah.
right. Because it was June 11th beforehand.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, Black Widow.
I'm excited. Even though it's only 2 days, I'm excited that they moved it up a little bit. But yeah, Black Widow...
I think it's good, though.
What? The way they...
No, go on.
Stuff?
I wasn't going to say much. It's fine. Go on. Black Widow.
Black Widow is after, right? Black Widow's July?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
Exactly a month after, so we're going to have a busy time.
We'll have to make that like a separate episode. Because I think
bonus episode.
Loki will probably be like...
Overrun.
Yeah, it'll be at the same time, so...
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw that they came out with the cast of Love and Thunder. Or at least some people.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know that Zeus was going to be in it. Which is, like, interesting to me. Because it's mixing, like, two sort of mythologies. But that's going to be Russell Crowe, apparently. So that's cool.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a good pick,
Yeah.
I can see him as that.
I'm excited.
I mean,
I'm really excited.
Yeah. That's a really good actor as well to use.
I think. I could be wrong. This could be, like, not real. But I saw it on the Facebook page. So... I don't know if it's real or not, but that's what I saw. I'm going to have to look that up. Hold on. Give me a second, because we might have to cut that. Where is it? Love and Thunder.
I don't know. That sounds about right. I would like to see Russell Crowe as Zeus anyway.
Yeah. No, yeah. I think it's right. Because Christian Bale's in it.
I mean, I would imagine that nothing has been, like, confirmed, even though it is next year, but maybe.
Yeah. I see Christian Bale, who was in this little thing, too. He's going to be...
Yes, I saw Christian Bale somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, the God Butcher, apparently. Don't know who that is. Okay, I could have been...
Yeah.
I think I'm wrong about Russell Crowe. But anyway.
It's fine. It's fine. I mean, a lot of this it just does tend to be like theories and everything anyway. So
yeah. But that's like a year from 2 days ago, which is kind of
yeah. But I mean, the schedule that they've come up with anyway, in general, I mean, is just it's incredible to see how long.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them haven't got release dates and things, but it's just amazing. You know, you got all the way up to sort of like the Marvels and then She-Hulk.
Yeah.
After that, you've got Moon Knight, Secret Invasion, Ironheart, which should be a really interesting one.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? Armor Wars, Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 3, as well as a holiday special. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania as well, I think is... Like, I think we've spoken in the past that, like, Ant-Man is one of them sort of, like, really underrated movies in the MCU.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how you see Doctor Strange, I would imagine.
Yeah. I feel like
Right?
Doctor Strange is very underrated. I don't really... I don't know, because Ant-Man and the Wasp and Ant-Man have, like, good, like, comedy parts to them, but they're not my favorite. Like, I wouldn't go out of my way. Like, when I rewatched them, I was like, oh, I have to watch Ant-Man and the Wasp. Or I have to watch Ant-Man. And I was like... When I watched Ant-Man, I was like, oh, I forgot how funny this was. But that's, like, really the only kind of, like...
Yeah.
Thing that I was like, oh, I underrated that part of it. But everything else, I was just like, eh. It's just kind of like a filler movie for me. Like an intro.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, it did... the way that like they did it with Ant-Man and the Wasp, it kind of was produced as a filler movie in between Infinity War and Endgame, wasn't it? So yeah, I can kind of see how they've kind of done that. Like, in a way, they've shot themselves in the foot by doing that. But no, like, I love them. And Quantumania, you know, should be a really big one. Even though we're going to have to wait, what, 2 years for it or something like that?
Yeah, it's 2023.
Yeah.
So is the next Guardians film. Which, isn't the Guardians film going to be with Thor in it? Or was it Thor is going to
The
have
Guardians will be with Thor. But there was, actually, I wanted to touch on the Guardians as well. Because have you seen this theory that, like, the way that the text, the colour of the text is formatted for each film is where each character dies? So in Volume 2, it was... Yondu, because there was like blue in it.
What? Hold on, I'm looking this up.
Yeah, this is like a mad theory.
Okay. Oh my god, okay. And then what's the third one?
The third one is... The first one was brown, so Groot.
The first one was purple.
No. Maybe.
Like, the background, I think, was brown. No, wait.
No. Like, the colour of the text is like brown.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then the second one, I think, is blue, or somewhere there's blue in it. Like,
yeah, there's blue
it's
and
a bit
red.
of a weird one. Blue and red, yeah?
Yeah, and then...
This one is yellow.
Green and purple.
What, Volume 3?
That's what I'm seeing. Well, there's green and purple, and then there's red and yellow. Or pink and yellow. What's
I've got,
pink
like...
and yellow? Is that... Wait.
I
Which one were you
presumed
seeing?
that from what it was, because I'm seeing like a... I don't know how to word this colour now, like beige.
Okay.
It's more like a whitey... Okay, like this is the way to kind of like come out with it. Like, it looks like a raccoon's colour skin.
Okay.
Because it's like a kind of mix
no,
of that. So
I love him.
Yeah.
No.
I absolutely love Rocket, but
I think I know which one you're looking
that's
at
potential.
because I'm looking at it now. Yeah, there's tons of
found it?
them though. There's tons of different ones for it.
Yeah. So I don't know how accurate that is, if it is at all. I just thought it was a very interesting one.
That is interesting. I like that theory. I'm excited to... Well, I'm not excited, but I'm interested to see if it works.
I'm excited to see Rocket die.
No, I love Rocket.
Oh, but yeah, Ironheart. How much do you know about Ironheart? Because this
Absolutely
is a
nothing.
recent...
You said that and I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, so like, obviously Ironheart is essentially the sort of like heir to Iron Man, right?
Okay.
So basically there's one part of the comic books where Iron Man or Tony Stark, he steps down from being Iron Man, which is the way that I'd imagine they're going to try and do it. And there's a kid genius, basically. And I think their name, I have it here somewhere, Riri Williams. They graduated from MIT at like a young age, like Stark. And, you know, even built their own Iron Man suit. So that is the potential for an heir to Iron Man, which I think is going to be really exciting. But
Okay. But he's not stepping down because he's dead.
No, I know, but
Okay.
you know what I mean? There's only so many directions that they can go with the comics, but
Yeah.
they need to bring somebody in
I
there.
feel
I think
like
that's
what
the
they
same with
could-
like She-Hulk.
I feel like what they could do with that is have Pepper find.
I don't know. I would say yes, only just the fact that like she's got a daughter and she's just very family orientated. Wanted
Yeah.
Tony to give up the suit for a long time, so I think that's just...
No, but what I'm saying is, like, she could be, like, I don't know. She could just, like, happen upon it and then be like, this will... I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe you're right. But I don't know. Now I can't think of how I was thinking about it. Because you know how she got that suit, right? And I feel like she has a suit, but she won't be using it, and she doesn't plan on using it. And her having a daughter is even more of a reason for her to, like, kind of pass on the Iron Man symbol to someone else, you know?
Mm.
So that she doesn't have to do anything about it, if that makes sense. Like, she doesn't have to be the next Iron Man.
Yeah.
But I don't know. And
I
not
suppose.
that I think that she's going to be the next Iron Man, but I don't know.
I don't
Just
know.
theorizing.
I'm not saying that like she's going to be the next Iron Man, because it's
No,
like
I don't
it's
think
like going back to that whole thing.
Yeah.
There's just it's just big shoes to fill, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they need to. This is what we were talking about last week. Is that like they need to find a way to bring in more characters who are essentially
Yeah.
going to sort of, you know, give Marvel something to do, basically, because they're in a tough time
Yeah.
after losing Robert Downey Jr. and is it Chris Evans? It's Chris Evans, isn't it?
Yes.
Right. My mind went blank then. I was like,
One of the
there's
10
just so many
Chris's
Chris's.
in the
Yeah, yeah,
in
that's
the
exactly
Marvel
it.
Cinematic Universe. That's funny.
What are your thoughts on Fantastic Four as well? I believe they're rebooting that as well.
I feel like that could be really cool.
Yeah?
Yeah. I
Okay.
liked the original Fantastic Four movies. I really
I didn't
liked
mind it, yeah.
I don't know how they'll bring them in, and I'm assuming they're recasting everything. So, I don't know how it'll work, but also I feel like it's just kind of they'll do like a clean slate kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like how
But
they
this-
did with the Guardians. You know, how they just like but they're on Earth. I don't know.
I don't know, like, so
All
Fantastic
of my
Four is
theories
just one
like,
of them...
fall through halfway through me thinking about them.
Yeah. I think just like the problem with Fantastic Four is that like it's been rebooted twice already, or
Yeah.
been rebooted already. Both of them were just big box office flops. Like didn't really do too well. Like, it's just
Yeah.
a big risk for anyone who's kind of has that still fresh in their mind. Like they're gonna try and avoid watching Fantastic Four. I just don't know what else they can do to kind of save it.
Well, it's Sony, right? Sony has Fantastic Four? Those are the
No,
original
because
ones?
they've taken over now, haven't they?
But
It
they
was like,
did...
what, a few weeks ago where Marvel bought everything Marvel related from Sony?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is the original ones were... Oh, no, wait, it's 20th Century Fox. I was
Sony
asking
and
if
Spider-Man.
it was- Yeah, I knew that. Okay, never mind. I was going to say... Well, that actually is even more proving of my point. But basically, I feel like even when Sony gave Marvel Spider-Man, personally, I don't hate the first three. I don't really like the second duology of it, you know? The one with Andrew Garfield or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
I don't like that but I love the new the Tom Holland Spider-Man, and I feel like it's because Marvel had a hand in it. Whereas with the original Fantastic Four movies, I'm pretty sure Marvel didn't have that much of a hand in it.
No, I suppose.
All. So I feel like they definitely do well when they buy things back from other companies that they you know. I don't think that they're gonna have to worry about it being good. I think they're gonna have to worry about, like what you said, people being put off by it because it's a Fantastic Four film.
Yeah, that's the stumbling block that I think they're gonna face.
Yeah, but I don't know. I have.
Look, I'm gonna go and watch it.
I have faith in Marvel, and I feel like a lot of other people will see what they did after the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, which is like, I'm pretty sure no one's favorite.
Yeah.
And what they did with like the new Spider-Man, I think that they'll definitely, I don't know. I'm hoping that it'll influence people like it's influencing me to like want to go see a new like film, I guess, that they got the rights to recently.
Okay. We're gonna just quickly wrap it up here quickly, I suppose, with Deadpool 3 and I Am Groot. Excited for both of them?
Yeah. I still haven't seen Deadpool 2.
Oh wow, yeah.
It's been so long at this point that I'm like, it's kind of embarrassing. But I don't know why I haven't seen it. So I don't know anything of what that's gonna be. And also, I Am Groot. Is that gonna be
Groot's own movie?
Oh, it's a movie?
Which I don't know how they're gonna do. I think so, unless it's a Disney Plus series, which it very well could be because they're doing amazing. But
yeah.
I don't know how they're gonna do that. They are like seriously overpaying Vin Diesel for what he has done so far.
Stop. He probably
just
only
saying
recorded
I
that,
am
like,
Groot.
He was probably in the studio for like 10 minutes and did like different emotions of it, and then they were like, okay, we're good, thank you, and then he left. Oh god.
I love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it.
So do you think that it's gonna be like our Groot or a different, I don't even know what they're called, but like one of those beings, like one of the tree beings, the Groot beings that like speaks Groot. You know, because Thor did like allude to there being like a whole, like at least colony of
species.
There
is, like I think. I would probably say because like it's hard to remember that like Thor's a god and like he's been around for a very long time sort of thing. Mm-hmm. And he was like, oh, like we were taught it at this and this or something like that. They used to teach Groot. I don't really know much about Groot's, background. Yeah. I reckon that's the way that they're going to go, it'll be like his origins and why he's the only one of Groot's series that is around. Don't forget, like, Groot and Rocket have their own, like, series somewhere on Disney Plus, I think. So, I've never given it a watch, but...
Really? Is it like
it's thing? Like cartoonistic,
Yeah. Okay.
I reckon it might be a way to either like bridge the gap to rebooting that, or just move on to something else. Yeah. I think it will be an origin story for Groot, which I'll be quite excited to see.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. It would be kind of cool if there's like a whole, like if it does start with like a whole society of them, and then it like explains why he's the only one left, or the only one we know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that would be really cool.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, there's...
What they do with that.
Yeah, there's a lot that I'm really looking forward to. And there's something that's on there which we need to talk about next week, because I'm pretty sure neither of us have looked into it enough as part of like the whole like schedule. But we will talk about it pretty much at like the end of the episode, I suppose. We're going to kind of move on now because this is something that I've been meaning to ask you, because it was a theory that I saw, I don't know, probably, I think it was literally as soon as we finished recording the episode, and somebody commented on the previous podcast episode about it, because there's a theory going around that asking, is Agent Carter a Skrull?
Oh my god! Stop! Don't do that to me. Because I already have no faith that anyone is real. After Captain Marvel, especially. I don't know. Oh my god.
It's an interesting theory.
Yeah.
Because I think as well they teased that the Skrulls were kind of like still around with what was it? WandaVision. The like post-credit scene in WandaVision.
Yeah. Why did you do that to me?
Well, you know, we've got to talk about it, but I just think it's a really interesting theory because
I also think that's really...
I could see it being so true. Like, what if Agent Carter is just dead? Like, she could very easily be dead.
Stop. I don't know. Now I don't know. You've just made me question everything.
The thing that is good about the Skrulls, though, is that they're like keeping the balance.
Yeah,
right?
I do.
They're always trying to keep the balance with things.
Yeah.
And that's what I think I found so interesting as well.
Why she would kind of turn her back on, like, the U.S. government that she used to work for, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that, it does make sense for her to be not.
Yeah, that's probably part of a big reason. I think the only other thing is that, well, not the only other thing, but another thing to kind of like sway it away from is Agent Carter or Skrull. Is like the Skrulls have, you know, they've been around for, like Captain Marvel was what, set in the 80s or 90s? One of them.
I think early 90s.
Yeah. So, you know, they've been on Earth for a very long time, like kind of.
Yeah.
And then they're kind of just still around. Like, I don't know, like, is there that many of them around on Earth?
I don't know. I feel like...
Like, where was Madripoor? It was, like, meant to be Indonesia, like... I don't know what a Skrull would be doing.
Well, if there's, like, a whole, like, underground system... I feel like she... I feel like there could have been, like, the power broker before... And then something happened where, what is her name? It's like caught in my brain right now. I can't remember her first name. What is her first name? I don't remember.
Sharon.
Sharon. There we go.
Right.
Yeah. Like Sharon could have like been killed by the power broker or something, or killed the power broker and then gotten killed. And then this Skrull just, like, took over as the power broker. Because, like, I feel like you're right. I feel like they're trying to keep the balance. And I feel like they would need to be in positions of power and able to do that. And I feel like there could be a few of them just, like, scattered around the world in places where power is not being balanced correctly. You know?
Yes.
So I do think
because they did exactly the same in Captain Marvel, didn't they, when they were taking over the sort of essentially the head of S.H.I.E.L.D. at that stage.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I don't think it's, you know, out of reach or, you know, unusual for them to do something like that. It's a really plausible theory and I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I really do.
I like it. But I also love Sharon, so I hope nothing happened to her.
Yeah.
But she has been acting weird.
That is the question that we really should be asking, though, is like, if it is a Skrull, what has happened to Sharon Carter?
Exactly. I don't know.
And I just don't know. Actually, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go out on a limb here. You know how we would like always know that she was a power broker when something was teased in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and then there was the phone call at the end. Maybe there's a Skrull, and maybe a Skrull and Sharon have kind of like teamed up. Maybe Sharon was the person on the other end of the phone call. Maybe.
Or maybe it's just
that's how
Skrull.
Because like, let me just like carry on with this, yeah. So
yeah.
The power broker is obviously based in Madripoor.
Yes.
If you're a person of that much power and respect, why would you be going all the way over, you know?
True.
So I don't know.
Just getting back to normal after kind of going to shit for a little bit.
Yeah, like it was just kind of unusual behavior for somebody who's in that much power.
To then go back to their home country and ask for a pardon.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think it's potentially it could be a partnership rather than is Agent Carter a Skrull. But yeah, definitely. Oh, I can't wait to see that. As we were just kind of talking about, like the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, kind of blends into what I was going to basically ask next. I believe we've spoken about it before briefly over the last week. And yeah, like obviously the way that the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series ended, it was Captain America and the Winter Soldier. We kind of briefly touched on, maybe Captain America, Bucky's transformation in a potential second series. So I would love to see him drop the Winter Soldier title for the White Wolf title.
Me too. I was really upset. We talked about this. I was upset when the end credits didn't say White Wolf and it said Winter Soldier. I really hope he goes with the White Wolf title because I feel like Winter Soldier is like his like villain name.
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't, like, a good guy when he was the Winter Soldier. So I feel like now that he's made amends for everything that he's done, I feel like in the next season it'll definitely be, like, him trying to figure out how he can be, like, better, I guess. And I think one of the steps of that will definitely be changing his identity, I guess.
Yeah, no, I really like the potential for it. And I think the way that that you're getting Black Panther 2, obviously the tragic passing of the original Black Panther.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to have to kind of step up. And I think you could potentially see Bucky teased in the new Black Panther movie, which comes out, July 8th, 2022. Wakanda Forever. So yeah, I'm more excited now for that because just the very small potential that you'll see something teased and maybe Captain America and the Winter Soldier, or if they keep it as the Falcon and the Winter Soldier for another second season, I think the transformation for Bucky to become the White Wolf is just huge, and the suit looks amazing. I sent you a picture of the suit, right?
Yeah, I think you did. Hold on, I have to look it up.
So yeah, I think it is. It's just a brilliant choice. I'd love to see it. It's kind of very comic book accurate. I remember from speaking to one of my friends.
Yeah. I loved it. I remember loving it. I just don't remember what it really looks like.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like royalty because it's what's it called?
It's
on Messenger.
Cool. Yeah, I found it.
So it's kind of like a white sort of robe, very Black Panther sort of style, and then obviously it's a massive like vibranium suit, but it just looks awesome, and I'd love to see that.
Oh my god, yeah.
And I love that Sebastian Stan is kind of like down for being cast in the MCU for a long time, He was more than happy to do season 2 of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I'd love to see him as White Wolf, and I think he would be happy to do that too because it looks sick.
It does look really sick. It's really cool. I think that would be really awesome. And I love Sebastian Stan. I really do. I agree. I think he's like down for anything when it comes to the MCU. He would do anything. So I'm excited to see where his character gets taken for the next couple.
Just before we move on as well, I mean, it's completely unrelated, but I don't know if you've seen it floating around because I saw, I don't know if it was like in a Marvel Facebook group or something, but there's Anthony Mackie, a very young Anthony Mackie was in the original 8 Mile Eminem film.
I didn't know
Just
that.
in like the background, like where he's the person I believe, haven't seen this film in a very long time.
Yeah.
But he's the one that gets destroyed by Eminem in a rap battle.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah, so I think it's very cool because it's kind of like he went from being roasted by Eminem to being Captain America. Like, it's such a cool transition. I love stuff like that.
That's
where you get to see people
oh my
who
god,
sort of like change their lives. Yeah, right?
Yeah, what? That's so weird.
It's so weird. Like, I never would have spotted it if I didn't see it.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
wow.
I absolutely love that. Okay, so we're going to talk about another theory which I sent over to you. Obviously, we've seen the schedule for the next, 2-3 years, so I don't know if it's going to be possible. And we kind of know that Steve Rogers isn't going to return to the MCU at any point soon. But a Captain America What If film would just be so good.
Yeah. What is the What If thing? What is that?
So, like, was it the What If? I don't know if it was What If. I sent it to you because he goes back in time, basically, with Mjolnir and the stones and puts them all back into... The last mission is what it was.
That I remember that. I thought it was real. You sent me that and I thought it was real and I got so excited. No. Yeah. Is that, like...
I would love that.
That's supposed to, like, follow him when he, like, brought all the stones back and then went back in time to live his regular life, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Going back and putting all the stones back.
I would have loved that.
Yeah.
I think that would have been really cool.
I think it's... I don't know, like, no, I think it's too late for it to realistically happen.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I would have loved to have seen that. Because can you imagine when he goes to Vormir and comes across Red Skull?
Oh my god.
Right? That would be so bloody cool.
Wait,
it's literally a thing that nobody ever thinks about when he goes back and takes the stones, and it's such a...
I didn't even think about if he had to return the Soul Stone at first, at all. But if he,
he has to put all of them back in their specific place.
If he returns the Soul Stone, can't he save Black Widow at the same time?
Yes. But different timeline. Don't forget. Or is it?
No, it's the same timeline where she jumped.
Okay, so that's bringing on some sort of like mad theory, because if he's returned the stone... When did we say that we think Black Widow was set? Was it between Captain America 1 and Captain America 2? Or 2 and 3 or something? You remember when she like goes away for a certain period of time and like returns home and things like that?
Yeah.
That's, I think, when it is set.
I don't know when it's set, honestly.
Yeah.
I thought it was before she joined S.H.I.E.L.D. But I think you could be right. I think it could be between one of the Captain Americas.
That was my sort of like instant reaction, thinking like, oh, it's probably going to be between that time period that she was completely unaccounted for, sort of thing. So yeah, I don't know, like, I would love to see Captain America The Last Mission. I think it's an amazing theory, and it's going to be something that people are going to talk about for ages. But yeah, I just don't see it happening, do you?
I don't. I really don't. It does make me very sad, but I don't see it. I feel like it could have made a really good series. Like a one-season series.
Yeah, that would have been good, yeah.
You know? I feel
if they offer Chris Evans a fuck ton of money, then maybe he'll be down for doing a series.
It would have to be tons of money, I think.
Yeah,
but from what I've heard about his feelings about his role as Captain America, but...
Yeah. Okay, so we are just kind of going to close up here. The thing that we're going to be speaking about next week, is because I completely forgot to watch it, is The Eternals actually has come out with a new trailer.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Good, because I haven't either.
Great. So it's not just me this time.
Yeah, but like obviously when we do these trailers as well, and I don't think we'd really have time sort of thing to then break down a trailer as well as everything that we've spoken about today. But yeah, we're going to be touching on that next week, as well as just some other sort of generic Marvel news, theories and things that we come across. But yeah, really interesting topics today, don't you think?
Yeah.
I love them.
There was a lot more in the past like week or so than I thought actually happened.
Yeah. Like, as soon as The Falcon and the Winter Soldier finished, it was kind of like, right, we need to find stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
But this week has just been a breeze.
Yeah, this week there's a lot. And last week was pretty easy, too.
Yeah, last week was, what's it called?
Shang-Chi.
Unintentionally easy, I suppose.
Yeah.
Like, because we thought it was going to be quite a short episode, because there wasn't too much to talk about, but it was just the length of time that we spent talking about it, like Shang-Chi.
Yeah. It's been a very long time.
We touched on Loki, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, good episode, I think, this one. Hope you guys have all enjoyed. Please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. Obviously, if you've made it to this part of the video, there will be an annotation or whatever you call it on the screen where you can go and subscribe to Care's channel. Also, check out the links in the description. You can also find it there. And yeah, thank you for watching. We'll see you next week.
Bye.